Hello everyone, and today we're gonna talk about the concealed dagger, or aka the dagger, and why it has lost its value. And no one talks about this actually, but well, let's dive into it. The dagger, as you can see in the description, normal attacks have a 30% chance to reduce the target's health by 5%, stacks up to 3 times, with each stack lasting 3 seconds. So the maximum value here is when you have it talented, and then you have a 6.5 reduction times 3 makes 19.5% health reduction. And in the past we have seen this is very good for rallies where you could put it on your garrison against Attila Nevsky, for example. Both commanders didn't have any health, but things changed over time. What has happened is that there is more health to get in equipment, in the new armament systems, and in commanders. And I will show you here. The commanders here, as you can see, have extra health. The most new commanders I show you here are the new meta commanders. Let's dive into it. Sargon the Great has a 20% health bonus in his skills. He is a meta commander, like the new commanders that Lilith released. Also the new infantry commander, Scipio Africanus. Well, he's not really new, but he is new in terms. Well, 20%, another 20% makes 40% for one march. We have Nevsky with 20%, and also chances to get extra health in the expertise. Then we have here Joan with 10% extra health, and we have Juge with 30% health. And these are new open field commanders, and almost all new open field commanders have health. Now let's see their garrisons. Zeno has health, also in her active skill, a lot of health, 40%. Dido has health, 20%. And we see also Heraclius with health. We see Jan Ziska with health. And we see Flavius with extra health. And all these commanders are added within, I think, 1.5 years. Those are the meta commanders for garrisons and for open field. And they all have extra health. In one march, that means like 30% a minimum extra health. Also with the rallies, it's a bit weird, but here we have 30% extra health for Gilga and 30% extra health for Pakal. But I found something that's pretty weird. The latest new rally commanders for each type don't have health. Henry doesn't have health. And, well, it's weird because all the other new have. Tariq doesn't have health. It's still a good commander, but for rallies they don't have much health. Well, for Tariq and for Henry you have another pairing like Pakal, as I mentioned, that have health, so it's not a big deal. Here, Attila, no health. So for all three troop types, we have a conquering commander that does not have health. And for the open field one, there's only one without the health. And that's Boudica. She doesn't have health in her base skill stats. And that's maybe weird, I don't know. But what I want to say with it is that health is not so rare anymore. It's getting common. Every new commander in the game is getting extra health. So what does it mean to the stats of the dagger, and where do I want to go to with this story? But first, I want to tell you something extra. Here, we have more health. Here is, in the base stats, you can have the armaments, and as you can see, you have 3.5 extra health maximum per armament. You have 4 of them, that makes 14, plus you can get 3.5% health in the inscriptions, times 4 makes another 14. It's 28% of extra health only from the new update. So let's compare the dagger in 2021 to the dagger in 2023. As I mentioned before, in total, on average, a march can get around 40% extra health compared to 2021. Sometimes even 60%. And that's quite a lot, isn't it? And what does it have for effect on the dagger and its value? Let's dive into the calculations I've done. And for the stats we are going to use this. We have a Kingdom newspaper and special theme. Well, newspaper is not always there, but I have one hospital at level 24 still, so that adds that extra 1%. 61% is the base health if you have not a 10% skin. And that is when you don't have any extra other health included from the gear. From the gear, let's add an average of 20% health. And for the calf gear, it's probably a little bit more, but in 2021, you had a march without health in the skills. It had around 80 to 90% of health. And what about 2023? With the new commander skills from the new commanders and the new system with the formations, I expect an average of around 30 to 40% extra health per march. So that brings the average on around 120, 125% of health. And again, it depends on what troop type you are. If you are with archers, you don't have much health in the gear. If you are with calves, you have more health in the gear. And it also depends on what commanders you're using. And now we check pre-2021 commanders and the new meta commanders. So now let's take these numbers. There's a 35% difference in these 2 years. What does this mean? Okay, here we go. For the calculation, we have to divide 120 by 85. It gives us a percentage of 141% increase. And that's not raw health percentage, as I say in the text, because that's just 35, but it's in number, it's in comparison, and that's the increase in 2 years. Now you ask yourself, what does it matter to your statement that the dagger is losing its value? So here is the second calculation. Let's assume you were lucky and you have the dagger with the talents. That's a 19% health decrease if you have the maximum amount of stats, and that's where we will be working with. We will also work with just the 6.5% number with the talent 30% extra. But let's dive into the calculations. Which translates to 1 minus this number times 100 is around 7.6 for total decrease of the stat of the enemy's health. And of course we're looking for the 3 stacks, and that gives us 85 minus 19.5 gives us 65.5, and we have to divide that by 85 again, and there is our effectiveness grade of 0.77, which is 23% total decrease. Now let's take a look at the 2023 dagger effectiveness. And the effectiveness in easy terms is just what the enemy has left from the original amount of health. So in this case, the original was 1, and what it has left is 0.94. As you see, this number is higher than the 2021 one stack dagger effectiveness. And then of course you want to know the 3 stacks effectiveness, and that's this calculation, 0.8375. And now you're probably wondering, what do these 4 numbers that I showed you mean? Okay, here we go. So in total that would give this picture. It has the 2023 side on the top side and 2021 on the bottom, and then you can compare the 1 stacks to the 3 stacks. And as you see, the 2023 has significant higher stats left. These numbers doesn't really matter, but it's the numbers that I show now that matter. First of all, we have 0.69. What you do is 78.5, which is the old effectivity, divide by the new effectivity, is a total of 30.8% decrease in value of the dagger. So yes, you heard it right. In these 2 years, the dagger has lost a 30% of its value. Its value is gone. It's losing. It's keep losing more value because the dagger's number of decreasement stat, which is 5 or 6.5 when you have it talented, it doesn't go higher. So meanwhile, the commanders and everything is getting more health, but the dagger doesn't. So the conclusion is the dagger has lost around 31% because the values are used, the 85% and the 120%, aren't really based on hard numbers. It's what I estimated. So the dagger could have lost a little bit more value than this number, or less. But I trust my numbers and I think it's pretty accurate, and the point is clear. The dagger lost its value. And that's why I don't recommend you forging the dagger. It's lost its value. Just choose the ring or the horn. Choose those on all marches. Please like and subscribe, share the video, and see you in the next one. Bye.